Now, the president is back at the White House this morning following that trip to Davos, Switzerland. Greenland and the formation of the Board of Peace took center stage at the World Economic Forum, and now we're seeing a growing rift with our northern neighbor. President Trump posted this on social media, withdrawing an invite for Canada to join the Board of Peace. It follows a war of words between him and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand is at the White House to talk more about this. So Canada, Natalie, was balking at paying the $1 billion initiation fee for this so-called Board of Peace. They were interested in perhaps joining it, just didn't want to pay the $1 billion. Where do things stand this morning?
Vlad, Adriana, and Canada also expressing that they wanted more information about how this board would operate. But it seems that President Trump is particularly frustrated with Prime Minister Mark Carney over the speech he gave earlier this week at Davos, which generated a lot of headlines and also got a standing ovation. During that speech, Carney said that there's a rupture in the world order, that the rules-based order is fading. He didn't reference President Trump specifically, but he did talk about some of the policies, tariffs, also talked about unpredictability. Now, President Trump, in his own speech, said that indicated Canada should be grateful, saying it lives because of the United States. And Prime Minister Carney took aim at that in a separate speech yesterday. Take a listen.
Canada and the United States have built a remarkable partnership in the economy, in security, and in rich cultural exchange. But Canada doesn't live because of the United States. Canada thrives because we are Canadian.
This latest back and forth, these new tensions come at a unique and important time, because keep in mind that the big USMCA, or the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement that was negotiated under the first Trump administration, is up for review this year. Now, President Trump earlier this month suggested that that trade agreement is not relevant to the U.S., but a lot of big trade groups and companies disagree. Ford even telling our CBS News transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve that that trade agreement is very important and critical to his industry.
Lots of news going on overseas, lots of news going on here locally in our communities. Natalie, tell us about a series of slavery exhibits that were taken down from a Philadelphia historical site after the administration gave a directive. What do we know, and what's been the response?
Yeah, our CBS station in Philadelphia has been reporting about this and says that on Thursday, informational signs about slavery were removed from the President's House historical site in the city. That is a location where Presidents George Washington and John Adams once lived. It's operated by the National Park Service, and when it was put up, it included exhibits about the enslaved people who also lived and worked at the home. Now, the city of Philadelphia has now filed a new lawsuit against the administration, seeking to have those signs put back up. City officials believe they were removed as a result of the president's executive order from last year against what the administration calls divisive narratives at federal museums or historical sites. Now, Governor Shapiro, in a social media post, slammed the move, accusing President Trump of trying to rewrite and whitewash history, saying, quote, he picked the wrong city. We have at CBS reached out to the Department of Interior for information, a comment about why those signs were removed. We're waiting to hear back. Vlad and Adriana.
All right, Natalie Brand for us at the White House. Natalie, thank you very much.